Welcome to the 2023 Agendio and MakseLife Frankenplanner move-in. Part 1, question mark, out of how many? I am not sure. But we are ready to go. My planner came in today, and so I am going to kind of show you what I'm thinking. So I have this year at a glance in my Agendio to start out. I believe all of their planners just start kind of with this. So it goes January all the way to December 2024, which is really nice. So it's technically 2 years at a glance. And then I added this future planning page of March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December in there. So it's everything after the 2 months that are in this little planner. And then I have 3-line gold pages and a blank page. And that's just because this how the construction of the setups on Agendio works. And you know, it's okay. So then I have my Kanban board, which is like a task management system that I'm doing along with HB90. So I put in a page for January and a page for February. And then my monthly January page. So it's amazing because Agendio prints out text that you put in there, and they also highlight. So I have my work categories, kind of this pink red. I personalize yellow. Green is financial. And I was planning on putting my life compass and my word of the year and intentions and stuff in there, but my coil was slim, like the actual wires was a lot slimmer, so it falls out of my new planner. As opposed, you can see here on my old one, how it just like would stay right in there. This one doesn't do that. So I'm gonna have to get crafty, and I do have those bookmarks. I have a couple like old ones, so I think what I might do is use those somehow, cut them down to create basically a modified coil clip situation. Wasn't planning on that. I was really tired when I ordered this planner, and I guess I didn't realize that it would affect the coil. Like, I thought it was just the width of the circumference, not the actual coil size of the little woundies, if that makes sense. I did modify it so it's not all a checklist. I have some blank space so I can put some stickers down there from kits. I'll be using monthly kits from Shop Jessica Hearts. You can take a look at any of my pictures on Instagram. I've been using a lot of her kits over the past 6 months. But yeah, it's really nice, this little checklist for my monthly tasks there. And then I'm trying to think what else for the monthly view. This is different because what I did is I modified it since it had stuff from like early in this week, and obviously I just got it today. So Thursday I kept in, I have my tech tracking, my water, a spot for like specific assessments from what I want to grade that day, and then these I put in every day, like lesson plan adjust, my gratitude, tech check, water prep, lunch prep, clothes prep, and those are just my daily checklist. So I'll use like a dot marker and I can just check those off. And then on some of them I did get like the events or the dates on a daily view as well as a reminder. So just really helpful just to have those all in. I don't have to write it in. It's done. It was a little bit of work, to make sure you could only have so many things on each spot, and I had to have them in all caps because the font's kind of small, but it is ready to go. I'm extremely pumped about that, actually, because that was a lot of work to maintain kind of throughout the week, and this is just going to be so much more simple. So this is an 8x11, so it's big planner, and then again, same thing with my annual goals. I was planning on having those in there, but I think we'll modify it, we'll figure it out. And someone, I don't remember who, but in our group I was in was talking about annual goals and switching them to like annual intentions, and then using quarterly goals and then breaking out the quarterly goals into like 3 tasks and having those be the monthly goals for each of the quarters, like January, February, March. And I love that idea. I'm still playing around with how I want my quarters to be, if I want them to align with the Club Moxie stuff because there's more momentum around that, and I really like that, but that just does not follow my work school year calendar. So, still something I'm trying to figure out there. So yeah, I really like this. like I was really excited to get it, and now that's in person. It's awesome. So putting in the Moxie stuff. So my monthly goals are on those first 2 line goal sheets way at the beginning of the planner before January. I want my monthly goals up front. So, and monthly aren't ones that, would have to change. They can stay in my planner if that makes sense, because I will be only using this planner for 2 months, and then technically I had to order 3 months, but then I took out March, which really is a pain on the paper situation, but I need it to be thinner since I'm using it at work, and it was just it was way too much with my laptop and my books and everything I have to carry around for like location at work. This size is really, really nice. The only bummer was that coil situation, which, I mean, it's a lot nicer that's smaller, so I'll just figure out something there. And then my weekly actions are going to be before this spread. So if you looked at the last Agendio, my kind of test one that I ordered, the only other thing is because I ordered it in color, it defaulted to like this gray slate color, which it just looks really horribly printed, honestly. The black printed amazing the last time because I had it in black and white, so I'm not sure if I selected like a true black, then it would print that way, or if it was a black and white versus the color like type of printer, it might be that too. I'm not sure, but I'm going to do that vertical layout there when I need it. It was amazing just to have that, and then I jump right in. So that's a switch from my last one, as I had my weekly actions and reflections were after that layout, which I did not like that. That was an error on my part, kind of just figuring it out. So then I'll have my weekly reflections, my weekly actions, and then it goes into that gratitude is that horizontal weekly layout. But yeah, so today just a bit of prep, putting in my weekly actions. I ordered the undated MakseLife horizontal. It really doesn't matter because I'm taping them in and I'm not using their weekly layouts, but just for the size 7x9, undated. So that's how I can get MakseLife in an 8x11. Because I think I may be the only one that uses it, but I need the space for all my work stuff, especially with 4 different classes currently. So yeah, I'm excited. I have been watching a lot of like Plan With Me videos, and I'm also doing the One Little Word this year. I didn't order the kits and stuff because I have like kind of a monthly A5 journal that I have that I need to use up. So I was like, this is perfect. I'll try this out for the one little year. I'll go to like Michael's and order stuff on clearance if I really want to jazz it up, but I'm not going to spend like $40 on, 35 on a binder or like 30, but I wanted the monthly dashboards if I did that. So I was like, I'll just test the journal. I really like the concept of One Little Word though. So yeah, let's see. Then I put my monthly ones. It's a little bit of assembling, but I mean, this video, I'm doing a voiceover after, but it's about 20 minutes, but for me, now all my stuff is in there, and this is just, I'm excited. I'm feeling so good about actually getting to my goals. Before, planning was kind of a big, like, what do you call it? Like actual obstacle, and yeah, I'm gonna sticker kits today, film that, maybe, and then I'll be pretty close. I just have to actually write in any stuff that I didn't put in the printing, and it's pretty much a pickup planner. So if I need to use a day, I can. If a day I'm not feeling it, I just need a notepad, I can do that too and just come back to it. But I think I'll pretty much use it daily. Now that it's a lot thinner width-wise, it'll be way better at work. And then my monthly reflections are in here too. So the only thing that's really not in here is like as much note space, but I just wasn't using it. And because it's, a 2-month planner, like I don't need that much note space in it, which is really nice as well. And then I just have to figure out kind of how I'm using these other pages and odds and ends too. So I wish there was a way I could put these in as blank pages, and maybe I could. I'll have to look the next time. Every Agendio experience, you learn something new. It's all trial and error. But I don't know. There's something about this year that has such a different energy for me. I mean, I already have my word of the year that I'm focusing on, which is fluorescence, not like the lights, but like to flower. There's no U in it. And I think effervescent, which is like kind of bubbly, kind of combining the two. So a very bright kind of start to this year, which I need after everything in the past few years. So, and then there's also a March tab in here. I kept the March calendar, and they also included an April calendar in here, which I thought was interesting too. So right at the end, so that was kind of nice actually. I do have some monthly calendars that I usually put in the pocket. They're currently in the pocket of my current Agendio, or I guess like my old one, that I did go in and put a bunch of school stuff, but it's nice because I can put any work stuff with the reason why I love this is the 8x11 folder. Honestly, for work stuff, I don't have to bend it. I won't lose it. I can put important documents in there, insurance documents, and bring it back and forth, and it's just in my planner. It's not like in a separate folder or something, which is amazing. But it has that MakseLife system, and then doing the one little word, I think that will really help me actually dig into my writing goals. You know, I did okay. It's just I had a whole YA novel rewrite, and then I got frozen with work stuff, and I was sick a couple times. And then I have my financial tab back here, so I can do bill payments. I'm going to put my subscriptions, like things that are just, monthly. And then I can track spending as well. So, and then there's some line sheets and some blank space, and then that pocket. So it's just kind of my introduction. I know a lot of people were kind of interested in Agendio before, so I figured I'd go ahead and just show this one. And I'm switching to 2 months just so I actually use it. And I did have some old sticky notes, and those also didn't snap in. So heads up on the coil size. I don't think I changed anything. I did, I went up in size on the coil, but I didn't know it would impact the actual, like, width of the metal itself, so. And I also decided just to washi tape all of these in, so that's done. I decided to kind of match my cover, and for January and February, just use this like icy glitter washi that I have. It's pretty sticky, so I figured it would actually work. Some washi tape, we know, isn't always the best at actually being a stickable thing. But yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling really good about my systems, and I'm feeling really good about knowing what I'm good at and talented at with writing. And my actual novel, I have it outlined, I have a plot, I have everything. So I just need to sit down and rewrite it, do my revisions. I'm kind of changing from fantasy to more of a fantasy speculative, just because I think it matches with it. The story became a lot darker, way darker. But I get into young women's rights, and it's just kind of a celebration and exploration of young women, which was not really how it started, but I think it's deepened with this rewrite. So I'm ready to start writing, and I think end of winter, like new year, almost a new semester at work and school schedule. it feels good. It also feels good to talk a little bit more about my personal goals on a video instead of it just being planner, because I think sometimes it's easy for myself to get caught up in the planning as time and energy and potentially financial resources or money that aren't in our goals. And I think, at least for myself, that's like the point. I love planning. I love this community. I love planner community. But I very intentionally didn't want to just focus on planning. Like, I wanted to come back to some of those values that I have. And I think that's where there's a shift all of a sudden, is I figured out my work, teaching, self. I figured out my systems and my organization. And so I've cultivated this space, and now it's just time to do that. And I was a little bit worried with the one word. I was like, was this one more planner thing that's not writing? And I ultimately really did reflect and decided to do the project. And it was only $40 because I got 10% off, and there was a $5 off discount for signing up. But the one little word, I decided to do it because I was like, okay, $45 divided by 12, that's a little over $3, whatever, a month. And for me, if I'm focusing on a word, that means to flower, to bloom, to create. And I'm hopefully going to do that with my job. Myself. I'm going to turn 30 this year. So it just seemed like the right fit to actually help my goals, not just be like one more thing. So it's not something that I feel like I have to do every week. It's more of a monthly check-in on that commitment and on that journey. So I'm excited. I guess kind of a midi-video check, but if you have any words of the year picked out, if you're doing one little word, if you're using MakseLife, if you have your goals yet, I have my annual goals that I did 6 months ago, and really I'm just refining those, and my pacing guide for writing is done, so that feels great. And then there's just a couple other goals that I kind of need to fine-tune some of the language around, but what goals, what are your big stretch goals right now, or I only have one stretch goal. What stretch goal are you working on? What areas of focus are you thinking about in a new quarter or just a new transition? Do you need time for your goals? Are you more going to try to, figure that out in January and February? Are you still kind of giving yourself permission to not feel stuck to, a strict timeline? Do you like a strict timeline? I'm curious to see where everyone is at in the process and where they're at right now. I've went through a lot of different processes, certain years. I've been like, January 1st, here we go, here's my habits, all the things, which has served me. It no longer serves me, but I do feel ready for this transition. I do feel good, but good permission and support. I'm continuing with Club Moxie, which I did debate. They're switching to quarterly payments, so you have to pay 3 months at a time, and I've been paying month to month. I would not be able to afford quarterly, but I can stay on the month to month, but if I leave it, then I can't come back. And I get the investment, but I can't do that as a teacher, so I get why they want people to, stick it out for the outcomes, but I think it will affect some of their accessibility and payment wise. They are taking a chunk of potentially people, which I think can be a concern. I love MakseLife, but I just don't know if it's something they considered, or they just are trying to get a more elite target audience, which is kind of interesting too. But I decided to stick it out since I can still do the month to month. But I'm curious to see if the audience will change a bit, because I liked that there's people that could come in and do that. So just kind of my own personal opinions. I'm not an affiliate or referral with any companies or any organizations, and this is just a flip through of my system. So ending with my February monthly goals, or February goals. So it's kind of that January look and the flow of it. But thanks for watching. I plan on just doing a little sticker flip through, I think, possibly, or setting up at least my monthly pages. And so have a good day and Happy New Year.